What's up, my XRP brothers from another mother and my cute XRP sisters? This is Rob with the Rob 007 channel, coming to you from beautiful Venice Island. Absolutely gorgeous day down at the beach. Absolutely 5 out of 5. And I want to thank Jim Balzini of Caleb and Brown for coming on the channel the other day and doing an interview with a Q&A, as well as some great updates for us. And it was reflected in the comments, both on YouTube and Twitter, that you helped out a lot of people that were on the fence. And I said, yeah, Caleb and Brown is where I want to have that institutional grade custody. And also I want to do a shout out and thank you to Mickle Markets. Great updating with you yesterday. So exciting. And also Max, great to have met you. It's an honor and a privilege. So really enjoyed our conversation and look forward to meeting you, Connor, in person again, and meeting you, Max, as well. And also a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only. And also want to do a very special shout out to Veronica. So very sweet. So glad that we got to meet her on the phone a second time. And she gave me a warm and fuzzy feeling. So anyway, such a delight. Thank you, Veronica, for making my day. And also a shout out to Mike and his lovely daughter, Kaylee. Mike happens to be maintaining my pool for like the past year. And all of a sudden, there's some reason that this struck me, because I like to work outside in Lanai, get that fresh air and sunshine. So something hit me today, and I said, I need to make a dent in his universe. So yes, I did introduce him to XRP, so I'll be helping him get started. And Mike, you're welcome to reach out to me if you need any help. And of course, I'll be seeing you next Friday. Thank you as always. We're now honing in on 8,000 subscribers. So exciting. I think we're almost about 7,500 now. But indeed, if you are new to this channel, if you would hit the subscribe button to subscribe, the bell for notifications, that like button, tap it, slap it, whatever you are feeling for a Friday. The weekend is here. And if you do Twitter, follow me at Rob XRP007 on Twitter. Love my XRP Twitter family. And that like button, I'd slap it, man, as the weekend's here. And also don't forget about the fine folks at iTrustCapital. I will be interviewing them here on this channel next Wednesday. I'm going to have another great interview, but they are one of my top big 3 places to custody my XRP. And here are the big 3 reasons why. They have 0 fees for custody, unbelievable, 1% on your trade fees, unheard of. And then also they will be bringing out an ROI and on your XRP that we can get a return on that. Expect that Q4, Q1. And last but not least, when you open up an account, they give you a Benjamin Franklin $100 bill for signing up. You do have to fund that account in order to get that. And also don't forget about the folks at Caleb and Brown in that interview. The link is in the description as well. Tell them Rob sent you. And also to sweeten the pot cracking, I think you can get upwards of $150 when you sign up. The link is in the description as well. And last but not least, if you're looking for an ROI on your XRP, and it can't get any better, God, I'm so fired up about this. You get the highest possible level of custody that you can actually get, institutional grade custody, right next to the big boys. But just what they're putting together is be still my XRP heart. You know, you keep on getting confirmation that you are in the right place. I'm in the right place. So email me your name and number. Email's in the description. Beware of imposters on this channel. And also, speaking of movies, has anyone seen The Ministries of Ungentlemanly Warfare? It's based on a true story. Absolutely fantastic movie. It's got Henry Cavill in it. Anyways, based on a mission that 5 men decided they would fight unfair, because they felt that Churchill felt that the Germans were fighting unfair, and they said, well, 2 can tango. So a gentleman by the name of Gus led those other men into the Canary Islands off the coast of Africa to actually sink a supply cargo ship that was supplying those U-boats, and they did it, and it was 5 against 200 soldiers. Unbelievable. And they did succeed. Amazing story. And guess what? That character Gus is who the James Bond character is based off, that Ian Fleming did. And also, no comments today. I'm slammed. I usually like to read comments from the YouTube, so we'll get on it in the next one. And a lot of XRP influencers. Oh yeah, and just kind of like hear my announcements. You know, a lot of XRP influencers, not everyone, but the ones I know, some of them will charge for consultation to pick up the phone and spend an hour with them, anywhere from $600 all the way up to $2,500 for an hour. I've never charged a dime on this channel. channel. I've always just been paid by helping people. It's just been an absolutely amazing journey. However, with that said, if you guys want to support this channel and also get value in it, I got two fun announcements to make. The first announcement is that I'm excited is that I am starting up a Patreon group, and it should go live on Monday. And how's that going to be structured? Well, I decided that I would actually price it like an XRP 007 martini that is not stirred, not shaken, and that is $19.99 a month is what the price of that is per month. And you know what, speaking of Bond movies, XRP Diamond Hands Are Forever's and the latest one coming out, but we're going to be $19.99 a month. And here's what you get for that $19.99 a month. One was that we're going to have a private Discord group, so you get access to the Discord group, and in that Discord group I'll be doing a 1 hour once a week Q&A that I can take you guys questions on that. That's going to be on Hump Day that we'll have that. And then also throughout the week I'll be in and out of that channel, just kind of checking up on stuff and then conversing with people. So you're welcome to ask me a question if you happen to catch me in. And not last but not least is I'm also going to be doing I'll be sharing a couple of my trades. So and so, you know, that other positions outside of XRP I'm going into, so I'll be sharing those up on the channel. So for example, if you were to take 500 and put it in a token that I'm actually investing in, if we get a 5x on it and we go from 500 to 2500, yeah, you're probably pretty happy with the 20 bucks that you spent for the month. And if you get a 10x, 5 grand, yeah, that's a pretty good thing. And also the putting the F into fun with this Patreon group is that probably about 4 times a year I'm going to have a Patreon group meetup, and it'll be in a different location here in the state of Florida. So it might be in Miami, Orlando, Tampa, Naples, you know, Jacksonville, places like that, Panama City, Destin area. So anyway, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's one of the things I like. You know, I did throw a party back in March, and we had a, you know, that was my XRP proper party, but we'll have like little smaller venues just for our Patreon group. And if you just want to support the channel, you can actually just sign up for the Patreon. Again, that will be on Monday, the link at $19.99 a month. Second announcement is that you will now be able to join me poolside with XRP 007 live stream Friday. I'm bringing back the live stream, baby. So so we used to do live streams about 5 years ago. Had the best time with the people in our group. It was so much. We just hang out, drink beer. And so yeah, so that's going to be on Friday, and it will probably be right around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, but we'll peg it at 3. That kind of gets everybody in from different time zones. Okay, and let's see. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. Yeah, and you know what? As far as today in the markets, you know, with the ETF that popped out yesterday, and then I'll see it in the comments. It's like, oh, it's $2. What happened to your ETF? That's fine. You know, it does. I'm not shaking either way. Either you do or you don't stand by your convictions. And price is just noise. Is totally how I feel right now. So yeah, this is just. It's just par for the course. We're in a speculative market, but I do have a lot of words to say about that XRP ETF. Jake Clavert had a 2-minute video that actually was really making me smile. Who sent this? This is from either Brent or Rob from the Rob Report. I can't remember who sent it up. It's Brent. Shout out to you, Brewmaster Brent. It was Jake Clavert talking about, one of you guys, anyways, that Coinbase. Jake was taking a comment that a XRP holder was trying to move his XRP out of Coinbase onto his wallet or another place, and XRP said, "No, your XRP is fine. It's safe and secure here." Would not let him do it. And Jake Claver joined in to saying, "Hey, you know, Coinbase, keep it in mind, it's not your keys, not your crypto. It's pooled in one big pool, and then they give you an IOU. No different from the bank. If you put $1,000 in the bank, they take that, loan it out, and they just give you an IOU, and they reloan it out." So anyway, so he said that going into that about how that was the case. Maybe they just totally ran out of XRP, and then actually during the middle of it, he said, "Whoa, I better backtrack that and just say, you know what? I retract my statement." And it said they are legally compliant, so make sure he didn't attract the wrong type of attention. Yeah, and so that's Exhibit A on why I always say on this channel, it's like I finally sleep good at night, whether it's iTrustCapital, Caleb and Brown, or your cold storage, or in this case the ROI program that I'm doing, that you get institutional grade, and you know that you want to have your XRP where you know it's yours. Okay, currently we got the market is in red. Yeah, Bitcoin's down to 95,000, down about 3%, and then also just keep in mind Bitcoin is the big tail wagging the dog, and apparently someone's dumping Bitcoin. Someone said BlackRock is. XRP $2.30. It got as low as in the 220s, 224, I think. It's down about 1% under 24 hours. Let's talk about that Canary Capital ETF, setting a one-day record for any opening ETF. Exceeding over 58 million. Absolutely amazing. But Mikkel had a great video last night just saying, you know how many ETFs there have been totally in the stock market, not just the digital ones? 900 ETFs. Canary Capital XRP Spot ETF took the #1 position, #1 king of the hill out of 900. That is absolutely unbelievable. Solana was second place. They had the previous record at 57 million, but here's the big kicker. Canary Capital is just a small firm. They're a small firm. Solana, when they released theirs and they got that 57 million, the firm that released it was like at least 10 times larger than Canary Capital. Wait till the big boys start to hop into space with their spot ETFs and see this 57 million going, 58 million going to be shattered. And just remember this, and this is like the best analogy, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, about just remember that Goldfish bowl. Retail versus institution. Retail, we're like 20 goldfish in a goldfish bowl and about 10,000 flakes, and they're about to dump in 200, if not more, 2,000 goldfish going after those 10,000 flakes. And keep in mind, they're not little goldfish. These goldfish are 30 times bigger than we are as a goldfish. You think they're going to eat up a little bit more? So that's a supply shock coming to an XRP theater near you. Crypto.com, he says on Twitter, on X, said, explain your crypto philosophy. Dom Kwok chimed in and he said, explain your crypto philosophy in 3 words. Dom Kwok replied, buy the dip. Yes, and that's what I said actually to Mike, and I said, look, if it goes lower, don't be fazed by it. Buy it. You eat it up. Not financial advice. Let's see. Discover X, Fed schedule. What I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. This is up on X. Discover X up on X. Says Fed to schedule an emergency meeting today at 4 p.m. That was about 15 minutes ago to discuss rate cuts for December and a crypto reserve. I don't know if that's just rumor, but it was up there. So someone comment down below if it does. Final runway as we get to the best for last. And I'm trying to talk a little expedited so I don't run too much over 15 minutes because I had a jam-packed show. The final runway is here. That's all I got to tell you. That's like I said, you do not know how much longer you have that you have the privileged ability to buy XRP in this $2 range. And this is why. Here's what we got in store for us. Is that one, we got those 9 ETFs. The first one happened yesterday. The last one will happen on November 29th. They could wake up in the morning on Monday and say they're all approved and not wait till the 29th. And don't forget there may be a 10th one, a little company called BlackRock. That's #1. #2, Ripple bank license is imminent. Yes, Telcoin got their banking license. That was approved yesterday. And Ripple's passed their 120 days. Not only that banking license, but also that Fed master account license, which is huge, which allows them access to SWIFT and FedNow. Unbelievable. That is so exciting. And then wait for the announcements that come after that, once that announcement's made from Ripple and how they are going to implement. And this for another in the middle little nugget, if this is the right word for my executive producer. You know the word testify, when you go in trial and you have to testify, put your hand on the Bible, raise your hand, right? You know where that comes from? Back in Roman times. If they took an oath, the 2 soldiers would actually, or whoever, they would have to grab each other's testicles. Hence, testify. For me, it's like, no, I'm good. I take your word. No, I don't, you say it's true, it's true. Anyway, that's things that you learn from a Wikipedia wizard called my executive producers, always pulling up stuff from history. Update, Evernorth, by the way, their digital asset treasury with XRP initially was $1 billion. They are not stopping there. They're actually now looking at opening and broadening to the Asian and UK markets, so expect another $1 billion in that. They are going to be massive juggernaut. Cannot wait to see how they actually continue to grow. Last shoe to drop. We only have, and this is so true, I so mean this, we only have one more shoe to drop. That is called the Clarity Act. We already got stablecoin legislation. This Clarity Act can actually come up to vote any day. We don't know, before that is actually passed. Brewmaster Brent, according to him, there's only about 16 working days left that we have for the Senate and Congress to work together to get this passed. And the last date's not December 12th. Actually, their last working day is December 18th. I was off on that. So no later than the 18th, we should have this signed into law. It could happen next week. That's when the last shoe drops. If you're not in, you're out. You'll be saying, looking at it going up. Happens either end of, and if it does happen, either end of next week or the end of December 18th. And you know what? Not financial advice, but the biggest risk is not taking risk. So if you don't have your ticket to the big dance, XRP big dance, it's going to be a little too late. All right, next Wednesday is the interview with iTrustCapital. Watch that. I'm really excited to have them. They're doing some great things. December 1, that's another great date. That's for quantitative easing begins, and the money printer goes brr. So cannot wait. And the appetite for risk-on assets, that heats up. November 14th, that is the ISO 222 fully migration date. We're talking about 8 days from now, where you have 11,000 banks worldwide, FedNow and SWIFT, on the new messaging system, which has totally different from the SWIFT one. Why? Because it has this thing that you can attach called rich data. That is code for payment XRP or RLUSD right there. So Fed rates, by the way, that happens December 10th. That's not all that far off as well. We're talking about that, whether it's a quarter, none, or 50. Comment down below. I want to know what you guys think. And again, it's just a matter for me, not only after it passes, then we're looking at what date does the Clarity Act go effective. At that point, it is 100% game on, okay? But I want to tell you guys this, and I'm all focused on the Clarity Act and when that will get passed, but make zero doubt, make no doubt, no mistake that XRP absolutely can hit $100 without the Clarity Act. Just from, I'll call it the big five, the ETFs, the supply shock that will henceforward, digital asset treasuries, retail FOMO coming in, RLUSD, and the tokenization of real world assets. $100 XRP is obtainable. I still say there's potential it could happen. We run out and we have it by the end of the year. I got to bet that it's going to be $100 by the end of the year. The Clarity effective date, I'll call it anywhere between, once it goes effective, anywhere between January 1, if we're lucky, or at the very latest, end of June, very latest. They will not put it any time past that. The median would be end of March. That's what I'm calling for, that we actually have when the banks will use it for large wholesale payments. And then just remember that, you know what, we also, but the final note talking about where we are and what could happen in this space with your XRP. You know, there's a rotation that we have that goes, that everybody knows about, from Bitcoin to Ethereum to XRP. We all know about that, right? Well, do you know in the precious metals, there's a rotation, in commodities, there's a rotation as well. Very interesting. It goes from gold to copper to oil. So yes, if we have oil and oil prices spike, that could provide that Japan reverse carry trade to happen in a liquidity crisis, in which case XRP would have to come in to settle the back end of the stock market, SWIFT and NASDAQ and other markets. Indeed, if it did, we may not have to wait till the end of June for that banks to be using it, and we could actually wake up overnight and see XRP settle anywhere between $500 and $1,000 per XRP. Slice it anyway, I call that a bigger boat. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.